Well, let's speak to the man who broke the story, author and journalist Max Blumenthal. Thanks for joining us, sir. Good to have you on the programme today. Obviously, we know that these two emails came out that showed this attempted lobbying of Roger Waters, the co-founder of Pink Floyd. Why do you think he felt compelled to make this statement in public? I mean, do we have any more details on how exactly this story came about?
Well, first of all, I've known Roger Waters for several years because we're both active in the global Palestine solidarity movement. He's a very outspoken supporter of the rights of Palestinians, and he's accessible to people who participate in this movement. So I've known him, and I reached out to him after this incident in Barcelona where he denounced the White Helmets, and he said that he had just grown so frustrated watching the White Helmets footage in Duma being cited by the U.S. government and the U.K. government pretty much as their only source of intelligence to justify bombing a sovereign country, that he decided to criticize this organization publicly, to warn against its ulterior sectarian agenda, and he provided me with these emails. And he also gave me comments basically warning other celebrities not to sign on to the Syria campaign's efforts to promote the White Helmets, because the Syria campaign is the public relations firm funded, now we know, by a Saudi billionaire and by the Syrian British billionaire Ayman Asfari, a figure who would stand to profit if the government of Bashar al-Assad were toppled and Syria were reduced to a failed state. So Waters essentially had lost his patience and has decided to go public with this warning.
The White Helmets, don't know if you heard our report just there, they've been endorsed by a whole row of celebrities, of big names in the media, Coldplay mentioned amongst one of them. Do you think Mr. Waters' statement could be some sort of turning point into sort of public perception of this group? Perhaps other public figures will now come out and with similar statements?
Well, just from knowing Roger Waters, he's an extremely discerning, well-read individual. I think he stands apart from a lot of other celebrities who don't do their research and who want to be affiliated with feel-good humanitarian campaigns, and thought that these genuinely were Syrian rescue workers and not an international influence organization that is actively engaged with violent extremist groups in Syrian insurgent territory. So Roger really is a special person here, and I wonder if other celebrities will follow his lead. I think what it's really going to take is for Western media to wake up and start telling the truth about this organization. We haven't really seen that happen. Obviously, you're the only network that's willing to have me on to talk about it, but this should be the stuff of a national scandal in the U.S. As I've been saying, the United States government has provided at least $23 million through the State Department to the White Helmets, while the White Helmets work hand in glove with Jabhat al-Nusra, which is the Syrian affiliate of the organization that attacked the United States on 9/11, Al-Qaeda. And that is considered a conspiracy in the United States, although it's well established. So, you know, I hope that this is, that Roger's broken the ice here, but Western media appears to be completely closed off to the facts about the White Helmets, and I'd wonder if other celebrities will continue to sign on.
In that leaked letter, we of course saw some links to the Saudis who are allegedly funding the White Helmets. How much of an influence do you think they could be in the group's policies?
Well, absolutely. I mean, Hani Farsi is a name I hadn't heard before I'd seen this email that the Syria campaign was delivering to Roger Waters, attempting to recruit him at this October 2016 dinner. Hani Farsi is a Saudi-British billionaire. He's very active in the film industry in Hollywood. His family has earned a fortune, I think, in the construction industry or the oil industry in Saudi Arabia. And so who knows who else is behind the White Helmets. But we also know that the monarchy of Qatar has donated extensively to the White Helmets, and Qatar also operates Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera has produced an enormous amount of public relations videos and reports for the White Helmets, as well as attacks on people who criticize them, including this journalist sitting right here. So, you know, the White Helmets' ties to governments run deep, and the United Kingdom has donated $55 million through its Foreign Office to the White Helmets since the insurgents were kicked out of Duma and East Ghouta, the White Helmets are substantially concentrated now in Idlib, which is under the control of al-Qaeda's Syrian affiliate, and they've moved into Afrin thanks to the Turkish invasion, and the Turkish government was basically using retreads from ISIS and al-Qaeda to take over Afrin. So that's who the White Helmets really are. They're the civil society wing of the Turkish jihadist mercenaries and the al-Qaeda affiliate in Idlib. And it's time for Western media to just admit this fact and stop denouncing it all as a Russian conspiracy.
You mentioned Duma just there. I just want to touch upon that briefly, because obviously the events in Duma, the footage of those events, which was quick to circulate all over social media, subsequently all over mainstream media as well, that footage was used by and large as the evidence to base those strikes on Syria last week by France, the UK and US. Do you think that was a strong enough case made there, a strong enough basis to launch those strikes?
Well, one thing we have to recognize about Duma is, unlike Khan Sheikhoun, the town in Idlib, al-Qaeda controlled Idlib in April 2017, and unlike East Ghouta in 2013, Duma was cleared of insurgents after the insurgents alleged a chemical attack, and so media, including American media, as well as the renowned British journalist Robert Fisk, have had the opportunity to get into Duma and interview people, including doctors, about what happened. And the firsthand, on-the-scene witness testimony completely contradicts the official version that the US, the UK, and France relied on for their attack. And so we've heard this story introduced into especially British media about doctors and witnesses being coerced into delivering this testimony. Meanwhile, Robert Fisk, his report is not even being, he personally is not even being named by The Guardian. He's been referred to by The Guardian as a reporter favored by Moscow. That's a direct quote by The Guardian. So, Western media is extremely terrified of this witness testimony coming out, because it's exploded the official version of events.
Certainly a lot of allegations, counter-allegations, and we'll have to see what that OPCW team obviously find when they get to the area and take those samples and do their investigations. Max Blumenthal, author and journalist there, thanks for coming on today, giving us your take on that story.